Hey, Warrior Saints, Father Chris here. Welcome to our Crucifixional Life stream. Glad to have you beautiful people with us on this glorious day. One of my favorite books and movies is The Lord of the Rings. Well, really, the trilogy. All three books are incredible, and the movies were super well done. There's a scene where, as the Fellowship of the Ring has begun their journey, they get lost deep in the dark mines of Moria, and someone is chasing them, trying to get the magic ring away from the hero, Frodo. In his conversation, he feels the heaviness of this burden, and he goes to his elder, the guide, the wise wizard Gandalf, complaining about he wishes it didn't happen to him.
I wish the ring had never come to me. I wish none of this had happened.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
I love it. It's a powerful moment. Gandalf, who's the wizard, and he's wise with much experience, he teaches the young hobbit, look, things are hard, and all people who face these difficult and hard things, these challenging moments, all people who confront the chaos wish that it would go away. We all desperately long for peace. I mean, that's natural. That is inherent with us. But we don't get to decide the time, the things, the events, the chaos that comes at us. Certainly you can create some chaos on your own, but most of the time, chaos comes at us, and we have no say in that matter. Now, we have an option to whine about it, to complain about it, to vent about it, to run from it, to hide from it, not to be any participant in the overcoming of that chaos. Or, as Gandalf is really saying to Frodo, the only thing we have, the only power we have, is to decide what we're going to do with the chaos that comes to us. When God gives you time, i.e. your life, and he says, look, go make the best of it. Like he said to Adam and in the garden, he puts him in the garden with purpose to till it and keep it, to produce fruit, to take what he's been given and multiply it. You have the option to decide, I'm going to get down to that business. I'm going to get some, or I'm going to run from it and allow the chaos to consume me and just complain about it all the way. Gandalf's statement, all we have is the power to decide what to do with the time we are given, is so awesome, especially for warrior saints, because I think what he's asking us, and yeah, it's a movie, but it's powerful. He's saying to you and to me and to all of us who are aspiring to be warrior saints, look, the world throws at you what it is. It isn't fair. It's probably not how it's supposed to be. It's certainly not the way God designed it in its fallen state. It is certainly, there's no utopia, right? Not that we even could get there, but the idea is that it's chaotic. It is. Like it, dislike it, it doesn't matter. It's not fair. It is what it is. You have the opportunity to decide what the hell you're going to do with it, right? And many people, so many people in our world today, have ultimately decided to submit to it, right? Like just to kind of give in, whine about it a lot, complain about it a lot, tell everyone and tell me why it's not fair, and criticize, and all of the division and dissonance and infighting that we see out there. But there are a few who have decided to take up their own cross and conquer that chaos, right? Paul tells us, look, you really have to look carefully how you walk. It's the same thing. Gandalf said the same thing that St. Paul was saying. In Ephesians 5, look carefully then how you walk, not as unwise, but as wise. And make the most of the time, for the days are evil. Really what St. Paul is telling us, like, bro, it's chaos out there. He felt it too in his time, 2,000 years ago. Same as us. He says, look, how are you going to walk? How are you going to live your life? Are you going to make the most of the time? Are you going to decide, as Gandalf says to Frodo, the time that you've been given with the accompanying chaos? Will you fight it or will you submit? My challenge to you as warrior saints is you better be saying, Father Chris, it's time to get some. We are ready to get on the way of the warrior saint. We're not going to allow this time to crush us, to oppress us, to allow us to be whiny, right? We're instead going to stand tall as men and women of the cross, men and women who follow Christ, whose eyes are on Christ himself, living a crucifixional life of our own, right? That's the challenge that's put before you. That's the exhortation I'm throwing at you. That is the plea that I am throwing towards you, the beggingness that I'm giving you to get up and on the way of the warrior saint. And you know what? Here's the point of all of it. It's not going to be different tomorrow, just like it wasn't different yesterday. Life is filled with chaos. It is what it is. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you how to fix it. And in some sense, I don't even know that it's our call to fix it. It is our call to go through it and overcome it. And you can do that. I mean, you can stay in this, quagmire and suffering, quagmire, good word. This whole, whiny and complaining, it's not fair mentality. Or you can get up and join the way of the warrior saint. We have created an academy. It's an online school basically at warriorsaints.org, where we have classes that do this very specific thing. They help us navigate through that chaos. They help us make the most of the time that we have been given to produce, as Adam was called, fruit, so too might we be called and do what Adam was unable to do, to bear fruit in our lives, in our marriages, in our workplace, with our children, in our communities, in our churches, and ultimately for the glory of God. It is something that you can do, and we can help guide you to do that. It's really very simple and really very hard. But the beauty of the simplicity is, once you understand the way of the warrior saint, and once you understand what it means to be crucifixional, the implementation of that in your life is simple. It's clear. It's never going to be easy. I don't even think you want that. But it's clear and it's understandable, and you are going to be able to confront every situation, every chaos in your life, and know this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the way I'm supposed to act. This is how I make the most of my time. Visit us at warriorsaints.org. Subscribe to The Way of the Warrior Saint. It's our flagship course. It teaches us all about this. And join us on the way of the warrior saint, becoming exceptional men and women. Love you, beautiful people. We'll be back tomorrow. And as always, keep walking on the way of the warrior saint.